from Android Calls. I'm here to do a review on the Sony Xperia XA2 Ultra. This is a new phone. We just got the announcement here in Canada. This is the Ultra version. This is going to be going for $530. Quiet, Google. Going for about $530. This is a 6-inch screen. It's got 32 gigs of RAM. 32 gigs of storage on it. I was hoping to get 64 out of this. It's got the 4 gigs of RAM, and it's got the dual selfies, whereas the non-Ultra model doesn't have that. This does. So that's a pretty neat little feature. So really good. Cool little thing about it. Look at that. It's got a big, wide base that it can stand up on its own. Thought I'd just show you the Pixel 2 versus the XA2 Ultra. So about the same size. The Pixel 2 is going to give you a slightly larger screen because of the 6:9 or 18:9 ratio. This is pretty good, but I mean, like, look how much little bezel it has on. This is really nice. I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. So it is bigger and bulkier, but the greatest thing about it is it's got the fingerprint sensor on the back. I hated having that on the side with Sony's. Like, that just made it really, 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 really awkward. Not really the intuitive way to put it. So yeah, it's a little bit big, a little bit bulky, but it's still a decent phone. This is a Snapdragon 630 processor, so it's not the highest grade out there. But again, this is probably not the phone for guys like me who want the Pixel 2. This is for somebody, let's say like my brother, who just needs a phone, but he doesn't want to just text on. He wants to be able to get his emails and gets his Facebook or whatever. So it's not the quite full-on enthusiast, but definitely somebody who wants to get more out of their device. Now, they have been cleaning it up a little bit in terms of making it kind of look like it's stock when you go in the settings and stuff here. That being said, it still has the Xperia UI feature all around it. So we go over, oh, that is Google now. I thought they changed that. Oh no, they changed, this is where it was. This is in the app tray. Now again, they sort it how they feel you'd want it. You can go ahead and adjust that if you like, but then they also have recommended apps. I haven't really searched for apps. Anyways, so it's got them into different folders, etc. Sony puts a lot of their, shortcuts all around it, so that's kind of makes it a little bit bulky. I'm not a big fan of this putting AVG on there. Maybe I don't like to be scared about that kind of stuff. Anyways, aside from sort of the Xperia UI, the keyboard we have is, oh, he's single. Why is that showing up? Anyways, this is a Swift key, so not as good as Gboard personally, but that's my preference. But it still has the, the swiping feature that we all know about. That Swift key sort of, no, they didn't bring in themselves, but they've added in. What else I want to talk about? One thing I kind of thought was kind of weird. You turn it on. It's got a tiny little power button there. It's also got a little camera button there. All right, let's swipe up to unlock. The pin is like this kind of half-size pin. You can't get it full size. I don't know if I care about that or not, but it was just kind of a weird thing to do. The Xperia UI also has their Xperia intro app. It talks about how you can go through things. And no matter how I go through it, there's, for this last one, Xperia services get the most out of it. It never goes away. It always says I still have one to do, and that's weird why it would say that. I don't know why. What else did I wanted to talk about here? Let's see. I have my notes over here. It is IP67, so water resistant, so you can take it around and get wet and washed. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. The camera is probably going to be the biggest feature that Xperia is kind of known for, their Exmor processor. This is a 23 megapixel shooter for this guy here. We have just intelligent auto feature. We have manual control, which you can then shoot in stuff like HDR. Well, I think it does manual or automatic HDR if it needs it in Xperia Auto, but in manual you can turn it on or off. You can play around with all the different settings. Camera mode. And then we got all the different apps. I didn't want to play with them. I've shown these guys to death. The AR effect is kind of cool, especially now that we're starting to see that in the Pixels. So people are starting to notice that on their Xperias now. Oops, I go back into that camera app. So we can swipe down or up. So up to, just down to switch cameras. And with the dual cameras, it's got either high, sort of this mode, or we have wider angle selfies. That's a pretty good wide angle selfie. I got to admit, that's pretty attractive there. Oh, I'm attractive, I think. Anyways, $530. A little bit on the pricey side, I would say. Got a little SIM tray here. Kind of nice that it's just pull up. You don't have to push that little ejector pin into it. Oh, why are you turning off? Oh, because I pulled the pin. I pulled that out. There's a downside. If you do pull it out, it shuts itself off and restarts because it thinks it has a new SIM in there. But it's still got a headphone jack, USB-C connection with Quick Charge 3.0. How big is this battery? This battery's been pretty good. I mean, I haven't put my SIM into it, but it's been pretty good in terms of being able to last a long time. 3,600 milliamp hours. That is hefty. So definitely this should last any person a long amount of time. Yeah. So this is it. I'll have a full review up on the website for you guys to take through. It's not the device for the person who wants a flagship. That's what the XZ series are for. But I mean, for somebody who needs it a little bit more than just just email and texting, want to do some more work with it, have a good camera in it, this is probably it. Okay, folks, I will talk to you later. Thanks.